Hey guys, welcome back to Why Are We Here Studios. Today we're going to be working with Davinci Resolve 17 multi-camera clips, and I have a camera that will not allow me to record more than 5 minutes of video at a time. So what it does whenever I record long videos is it cuts it into a bunch of short clips, which is extremely frustrating in a lot of different ways. But one of the most frustrating times is when I'm trying to do a multi-camera edit and there is no convert timeline to multicam clip option on the right click context menu in timelines in the media pool. I'm not exactly sure why that option doesn't exist. I think it probably has something to do with my frames per second being off either between the project or the different clips, or if it's not that, it's a different setting. And yes, of course, I know that you're supposed to have all of the cameras in a multi-camera clip at the same frames per second, but it doesn't always work out that way for, the sake of accidents and things. So anyway, when you have these multiple sequential clips, there's a couple of options, but there's not many. You can either align one of the clips with like your longer clip and then convert the timeline into a multicam edit, but like I said, without that option, really the only options that you have are to align the clips within a multi-camera edit, which is what I'm about to show you how to do. And there's really nothing tricky to it, but the reason it took me so long to figure out is because there is a open in timeline option when you right click on a multi-camera clip that I did not know existed, and so it was almost hidden. But what it does is it allows you to open the multi-camera clip on the timeline and actually edit inside the multi-camera clip and just drag things around. So you can actually select your 2 tracks, auto align, and then since obviously you have one in the right place and the other ones were created by a camera cutting them, so you can just drag it up against the end using the snapping tool, and I've found that works. If you create your multicam clip with a bunch of different tracks, all you have to do is select your longest track and then one at a time from each other track and right click auto align. So you select your longest track and one from a different track, and then they're aligned, and then your longest track and then one from a different track, meaning a different video track. So like if you have like 5 stacked, that's a lot of cams. So I'm guessing most people won't have that many, but if you do, well, probably if you do, you probably know how to do it. But you auto align, and then once you've got the multicam, you right click and do open in timeline, and then once you're in the timeline, you can literally, like I've already said and shown, you can just drag the sequential clips up against the end using the snapping tool, again, same way. I think it's easiest just to start, instead of selecting like all of them and trying to do camera number. I think it's easiest just to start doing one from each camera, and then you have, they'll probably start off all aligned right, and all you have to do after that is open in the timeline and put the clips around it where they go. And if it wasn't cut by a camera, like if you had a battery run out or an SD card get full or something like that, there'll be a gap. So all you have to do, same thing, just open it in multicam on timeline, and then you can auto align, I mean, if you have a clip and it stopped and there's like 2 minutes in between or 30 seconds or whatever, you can just auto align both of them and there'll be just a gap. And I mean, obviously you won't want to have that gap as one of your angles, but that's pretty obvious. So I think, I mean, that more or less covered it. Like I said, I mean, the only somewhat tricky part is the right-click open in timeline. And once you know that if you right-click a multicam and say open in timeline, you actually can get inside the multicam on the timeline to actually drag stuff around and change it. So it doesn't even have to be angles of the same scene. I mean, you can have you could actually do B-roll that way and just cut to a different one and cut back and stuff. So I mean, it's pretty versatile, but if you didn't, I didn't know, it took me probably an hour to watching YouTube videos and going all over the place. And if you have convert timeline to multicam, that does make it easier, off the jump. But if that doesn't exist, doing the just one clip, and then open in timeline and change it. But pretty much open in timeline is the key to it. And I mean, probably most people know about that. So I mean, I guess this is, I didn't. Of course, no, I do. And it's one of those things where once you learn it once, then you know it. And after you've got like 100 of those things built up, then you're getting pretty good at editing. So I'm trying to accumulate, as I'm sure most people are. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. Pretty close to the end, and I'm gonna drop it here. And until next time, this side or the other.